Hey there, so I've tested more suitcases than most people will ever even own. And after years of travel and airline abuse and real world use, I've picked 7 that I think are actually worth the price. Everything else, you might be able to take a pass on. In this video, I'm gonna give you my top 7 suitcase picks. Each are a little bit different, kind of offering their own unique selling points. This is based on my experience, but also just like the chatter in this community, as I'm always staying up to date on what's happening in the world of YouTube, Reddit recommendations, and kind of everything in between. And the best part is that we've done full reviews on most of the suitcases we're about to talk about. So if you wanna learn more information about any of them, you can do so with the links in the description below. All right, first up, we got the Bellroy Lite Carry-On. And this is one of 3 soft shell suitcases we're gonna talk about because I think soft shells they're kind of coming back with a vengeance. Hard shell suitcases have been all the rage for years, but there's so many functional benefits and values to having something softer like this. Actually, you can end up packing more due to the malleability of the materials. And like, honestly, I think that your stuff is just as protected. But I love what Bellroy is doing with the Lite Carry-On because it's one of the few soft shells that I think just looks beautiful. If you don't know, Bellroy is an Australian brand. They're known for making just beautiful, kind of quirky, urban carry gear. And this soft shell is sort of like a backpack, just put on 2 wheels. Speaking of these wheels, these are super durable. And the wheels on 2-wheelers are always significantly bigger, like wheels that you find on like old school skates. Brink, Soul Scanners. Love that movie. But on that note of looking like a backpack, it kind of acts like a backpack as well. You've got this quick access pocket at the top and this soft shell, clamshell style opening with a bit of internal organization. And these beautiful internal materials. Above average side handles, not the best, but not the worst. And YKK zippers in the main compartment that are indeed lockable. And the handle can stow away completely, but if you need it, go ahead and bust it out like that. And God, I just think it looks freaking great. This suitcase has a capacity of 38 liters, currently comes in 3 color options, and it runs around 290 USD. Now, if you want to learn more about this suitcase or any of the suitcases we're going to cover, we recommend doing so with the links in the description. Like I said, you'll find links to the actual reviews, but also you'll find links to actually buy the products themselves. And those links make sure that you get the best price. And if we have any discount codes, that's what they'll be. All right, number 2 on this list, we have the Horizn M5 Pro, which is a suitcase that's bringing some really interesting things to the table. First up, it's aesthetic. It's got this sleek, businessy look to it that I absolutely love. But next up, let's talk about organization. Quick access pocket here underneath this rain flap, and then a clamshell style opening pocket here. Very accessible with a ton of pockets and organization inside. I've gone back and forth if I like this sort of organization accessible on the outside of my suitcase. Just kind of depends on how I'm traveling. But one thing I love on any suitcase are smooth wheels that I can depend on. And Horizn is using, in my opinion, the best. These wheels are from Hinomoto. As the name suggests, Hinomoto is a Japanese brand, and they just make, in my experience, the most excellent luggage wheels in the game. And that's so important because the last thing you want happening is one of these wheels getting stuck or damaged. I mean, I'm not gonna say that they're like invincible, but in my experience, I have never had a problem with them. And I just love it when a brand outsources to the best as opposed to maybe trying to reinvent the wheel, which is what Horizn did here. But Horizon's brought some innovation to this suitcase as well. They got this built-in pocket with this built-in bag. Great for dirty laundry or a bit of extra organization. And I've never quite seen this before. They sell this tech case, hard shell, separately, but it slides on to the handle. So it gives you this really cool like 1-2 punch. Think like tech stuff and like over-the-ear headphones going in here. And then when you get to your actual flight, this goes overhead in the carry bin. This stays with you as your personal item. Pretty innovative, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a really cool suitcase. I'm actually going to Japan in like 4 days. I might take it with me. The size is 37 liters. Currently comes in 4 color options, and the Pro version runs around 450 USD. Now, we did do a partnership placement with Horizn in this video, but don't worry, here at Nomadization, we only recommend the best gear, and I'm really impressed with what Horizon's bringing to the table. To learn more about them, be sure to check the links below. Next up, why did I slap it? We got this guy, the Aer Carry-On. A suitcase that I'm very fond of. A suitcase that, as you can tell by all the scuffs and dings, has gotten some real world usage. And it's actually my suitcase of choice in all of our backpack reviews to do the luggage pass-through test. And the reason is, Aer just knocked it out of the park with this suitcase. I think it's a suitcase that really emphasizes simplicity. No access on the outside, just this polycarbonate shell And apparently Aer's design here on the edges helps with reinforcement and makes it less likely for your suitcase to actually break. Basic organization in the main compartment. Honestly, just the way that I like it, I kind of prefer this, right? Don't give me a bunch of pockets and therefore more fabric and then therefore like less space to actually pack. TSA lock, some really sturdy and satisfying handles. And again, check that out right there. These are some Hinomoto wheels. I'm not saying that there aren't other great luggage wheel companies out there, but just when I see Hinomoto on the wheels, I could breathe a sigh of relief. I just know that my wheels are gonna glide. Like they're just dancing on glass. And one other cool feature is, see this little lock right here? That allows you to lock the wheels in a pretty sturdy way. And it was one of those features that I thought was kind of silly at first, but having used it at airports and train stations, just like when you're positioned somewhere, you might be on like a little bit of a curve or it might be like a little steep. And these Hinomoto wheels, it's actually kind of a double-edged sword because they're so nice and they glide so well that almost, they sometimes glide too well. So the locking mechanism on this suitcase is actually a crafty, nifty little feature that I found myself, I actually got a lot of use out of it. This carry-on suitcase is 41 liters capacity. Currently comes in 4 color options, and it runs around 310 USD. To learn more, check the links below. Next up, we got For My Two, which I think is for my ladies out there. I said, so hear me out here, ladies. The reason being, this handle right here, because it accomplishes a few things. First of all, amazing purse holder. You can see when the handle is fully engaged. You can just hang your purse or your tote right here. Perfect little hook, perfect little hang situation. But also this works as a very nice cup holder. In particular, maybe your Stanley tumbler. And finally, this handle also can support an iPad or a smartphone, which I know anybody can get use out of any of these features, right? Now listen, I know it's not just the ladies that can get use out of features like that, but For My Two's just kind of branding and overall positioning and just the vibe of this thing, a little bit more on the adorable side, but that doesn't mean it's compromising on features. We got a quick access compartment here that also gives you access then into the main compartment. And also For My Two sells a tumbler that fits perfectly into the tumbler slot on the handle. And for those trips where you buy a few too many souvenirs, this is one of the few suitcases, maybe the only one, on this list that offers expansion and a decent amount. Like that's all you're getting, but like when you multiply that times the circumference of the suitcase, it ends up giving you a ton more packing space. This suitcase is 34 to 42 liters in capacity, depending if it's expanded. Currently comes in 8 different color options and currently runs around 325 USD. Full review, link below. Next up, we got the Apex Global Travel Roller from Topo Designs. Our second soft suitcase. And if you're not sold on soft suitcases, let me ask you, have you ever seen a pilot in an airport or an airplane? Have you ever noticed what kind of suitcase they carry? It's never a hard shell, it's always soft. And the truth is that soft shell are actually more durable in a lot of ways. Like it's not gonna crack. And you wanna talk about durable, Topo Designs Rover, extremely durable and extremely weather resistant for a soft case. Notice all this glossiness on the fabrics, both the primary fabric and the zippers. All of that is weather resistant finishing. Right here, PU coated YKK zippers and this ripstop nylon, incredibly durable. Quick access compartment here in the front with a bit of organization. Now this is a 2-wheeler again, but check out how beefy and durable the wheels are. We got futuristic space age technology bringing the whole suitcase together. And for those times when you don't want to be in suitcase mode, this thing can kind of convert into a backpack as well. I say kind of because keep in mind, it's definitely a suitcase. Like it's never ideal for your backpack to have wheels because that's not an ideal backpack scenario. But if you need to carry it in backpack mode for any reason, you can go ahead and clip the straps into place and then it can transform into a backpack for those times when you need it. Topo Designs make great gear. They're from Utah. They've got a killer reputation. They're pretty great with their warranty too. This is definitely a suitcase that is built to last. It's 44 liters capacity, currently comes in 2 color options, and it runs around 360 USD. For more information, check the links below. Next up, we got the Nomatic Carry-On Executive, which is probably the suitcase that I personally have got the most usage out of. This suitcase has been around the world and back with me. But I gotta say, for all the travel it's done, it still looks pretty nice. And it better at the price point. I mean, this suitcase is not cheap. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's talk about the thing that I love the most. Again, wheels by Hinomoto. And you know, I've been carrying this thing around the world with me for years, and the wheels are still super smooth. Never a single issue one time. Now let's talk about one of the unique selling points of this suitcase. Wait for it. The tech hatch. To access it, you just pop the TSA lock. And then what's cool is that if you travel with a laptop, this works perfectly with the Nomatic, I believe the tech case is what it's called. And you can easily slide it in, take it out. It's got some decent customization too, so you can actually un-Velcro these gussets, just giving you a bit more access. What do I got here? See, proof that I've traveled around the world with this thing. Canadian dollars. I went to Canada? What? I went to Canada once on a layover, I guess, yep. You can unhinge that, therefore giving you quicker access into the main compartment. Chunky zippers to get into the main compartment. Bit of organization in here. This is definitely not a huge suitcase. This piece of luggage, as the name indicates, is kind of like for that executive or that business person. You're just going for a weekend business trip somewhere. You got the clothes that you're wearing, plus maybe one extra pair, plus a couple other smaller things. But because of that, God, you just feel like you can fly with this thing. It's so small, it's so nimble. You're just like whizzing in and out of airports. Handles are great, luggage pass-through is great. It's just an awesome suitcase, and it better be. It's not cheap. Woo! 600 USD. But one great thing about Nomatic is that all their products are protected by their lifetime warranty, and they are usually very good about honoring that warranty. It's got 29 liters capacity, and it only comes in black. To learn more about it, check the links below. And for the last suitcase on this list, the Stubble & Co. Wheeled Duffel 40 liter, which as you can see, is again, another backpack suitcase fusion. But I actually think that it works a little bit better as a backpack than the Topo does. But has a different aesthetic as well, which might be a pro or a con depending on how you look at it. Just like the Topo, this is gonna be incredibly weather resistant, but it's got a little bit sleeker of a look. And I found the backpack shoulder straps to be pretty comfortable to wear. But again, this is a suitcase, is a far number one, and a backpack is a very distant number two. But as the name suggests, it sort of works more like a duffel. See, you got this duffel style opening right there, which I think is actually really nifty and well designed as well, because it's not splitting a suitcase in half. You just got this little flap, this little panel, which kind of makes it easier to get in and out of. Sometimes it's so burdensome, cumbersome. It's such a burden to open a suitcase because each half is so bulky, but this just kind of makes it a little bit easier, a little bit less just overwhelming. Light amount of organization inside. Love this orange touch. I actually kind of wish the entire interior was this orange. It would give the suitcase a bit more of a highlight effect, making it easier to find what you put where in your bag. And the suitcase also gives you one quick access pocket here and another quick access pocket at the top. Self-stands pretty well. These handles are reinforced to the max. Look at all of this reinforced stitching on this top handle. I definitely think it's a suitcase that'll last the test of time. It's very rugged. It looks that way, it feels that way, and I think it will definitely perform that way. It is 40 liters capacity, only comes in one color option, and runs around 345 USD. To learn more, full review, link below. Now, if you're still here, you might be thinking to yourself, God, all these suitcases, they look awesome. Which one do I pick? So let me help kind of whittle it down for you. If you're digging the soft shell vibes, I think Bellroy is the way to go. Although the primary fabrics are a little bit thinner, they're not gonna rip, it's not gonna break, it looks beautiful, and just a really good way to kind of, dip your toes into the waters of, soft shell suitcase. It's awesome. But if you want to go a bit more traditional, hard shells, they're tough to beat. They're really tough to beat up. I think the Horizn M5 is a phenomenal option if you want a sleek, businessy look and you like to have quicker access, like in this front pocket right here, but while also getting all the bells and whistles with your TSA lock, durable handles. It's got all of it. This thing slaps. But if you're not into the quicker access, for instance, like me, if I'm pairing my suitcase with a backpack, I just don't need a quick access compartment such as this, because my backpack sort of acts like the quick access compartment, right? So I'll pop the handle up, I'll put the backpack on the suitcase handle, and then when I get on the actual flight, suitcase is going in the bin overhead, and then my backpack is the personal item which goes underneath the seat in front of me. And as you can see, by all the scuffing on the Aer Carry-On, this has been one of my favorite suitcases for a long time. And to learn more about it, you can just watch this video right here. Honestly though, you can't go wrong with any of the suitcases on this list. And if you have any questions, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Thank you again to Horizn Studios for partnering with us on this video. I'm Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you guys next time.